Hey everyone. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. Shout out to the light. I finally was able to get the light to work that I got. You can hear about the testimony if you look into the different videos. I actually did a video about testimony time and it talked about the lights that I got and these mics that I got. I have yet to figure out how this mic work with this MacBook. That's why I kind of sort of like Chromebooks a little bit better. They're a little more simpler. So I'm still trying to figure this out. Then Googled it, asked the person who gave it to me, and it worked one time, and then like I don't know what I did that last time to make it work. So now I have to like finagle it to figure out what I did. So anyways, until then, these will be making its appearance when I can figure out how to use them. All right. If you know how to use them, please leave a comment. So, last week I talked about two things that I did during the dance production that I choreographed for One Night with the King. I get to do it again. And so, last week I shared two things that I want to do differently. But this year I actually want to share two things that I will continue to do. Some things that as you grow and you learn, there are some things that you see that, hey, I need to change. But then there are things that is actually working and that you continue to sharpen and do. So, one of the things that I would do differently, blah, 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 blah. Sorry, y'all. I do not feel like editing that part out. So, you will just have to see that. I would pray. So, a prayer is an important thing. God tells us to pray without ceasing. Cast your cares unto the Lord because He cares for you. He calls us to pray. He didn't just tell us to pray, He didn't just say it as an arbitrary option. Like, it is something that you need to do as a believer. It is something that you need to do to communicate with God, not just sending out petitions, but also decreeing and declaring, using the authority that He's given you, and also just being able to sense His presence. And so whenever it comes to a dance production piece, I always like to pray. I prayed over the scriptures, just reading the scriptures and then praying through the scriptures to see what is the storyline God wanted me to use. I prayed over the dancers. I prayed over the production. You just pray over everything. Prayed over just how things are supposed to be. So that is one thing that I did and that I will continue to do because it just opens up my eyes. So it's going to be all new choreo this time around. I'm really excited to be able to do it. It's going to be all new choreo. Okay, y'all? So be looking out for that. If you are in the area, Triad area in North Carolina, the play we will be traveling with the play. I'm really excited to be able to do that. But anyway, so yes, I will continue to pray like Christ tells me to. The next thing is just persistence and determination. We had a lot of barriers the first time we did the production. First, it was just supposed to be a production that a particular church or something was supposed to. It's kind of like if a church hired Tyler Perry and them to come to their church. It's not necessarily something that we reached out to them. They actually reached out to us, but then things happened, and so we ended up actually just having to branch off, and it just being a whole production that was just created solo. And so, well, not solo like one person, but just solo, like a solo project separate from churches and all of that. And it became more of a community thing. And I think that that's something that God really wanted to do anyways. So it all worked out for the good. But it took a lot of persistence. It was a lot of personal things that happened. It was a lot of business-wise things that happened. A lot of personal things with just the dancers and the directors and just things that was going on that really would have hindered the production and the story that Christ really wanted to show. But we stayed persistent, we fasted, we prayed, and we just continued to move forward. And that is something that I will definitely take with me, wherever whichever project I'm working on, but also with this dance production. That is something that I will continue to have a drive, a persistence in this thing, because it definitely take persistence, right? And so that is definitely something that I would just take with me moving forward. So I pray that this blesses you. Again, I want to bring hope through dance, helping you to be able to be reflective. Think about your own projects that you've done in the past. Think about some things that, hey, you want to change. And then also think about some things that, hey, actually, this system that I have with these specific aspects is not really broken. This is something that I want to continue on. So just think about that whenever you're doing projects and, just those different things, So I pray that this was a blessing to you. Be looking out for more videos as I share what Christ wants me to share. I pray that always it be a blessing to you. I will definitely do a recap. I just had a dance class again. So grateful. It was more intimate. I really loved it. And so I'll be sharing some details about that as well, to share with you guys how it went and all of the good things. So again, peace, love, and dance feet.